Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel again. I'm TGS. Here we play video games. We talk about them, and sometimes we do even both. So today, just as I promised before, we'll be covering Street Fighter 2 again. We'll be covering yet another character's AI and how to beat him in Street Fighter 2, in the different iterations of Street Fighter 2. So this whole situation started off, I think, with Steve, who I think we're talking about our favorite characters. And I said, as a kid, I used to like Vega, but not anymore. Like while I was growing up, I started hating him. And, we're talking about how difficult he was to beat in Street Fighter 2. And since I was pretty confident I could showcase some of the ways and some of the weaknesses that he has in the AI, I started making these videos, even though I don't really think I'm the best person to really do something like that. And then we covered Ken the other day. I think it was Mark Goes Blind. I think, yeah, it was my buddy, another friend of mine, really talking about it. Dude, how can you ask me how I did versus Vega since I can't get past Ryu and Ken? So I also covered Ken, and now we're covering Ryu. And while after all these years, we know for a fact that Ken's last name is Masters, what the heck is on with Ryu? Like, what's his last name? Does anybody know? It's compelling. I want to know. I want to know his last name. And by the way, it's such a, I don't know, Ryu is the main character. I absolutely love Ryu, but, it's kind of cliche. Like, think about it. Ryu. Ryu means dragon in Japanese. Like, come on. Like, can't you think anything else? Couldn't they think of anything else? But anyway, whatever the case, we love Ryu. He's the template of the perfect character. Anti-aerials, he has his fireball. Lots of characters copied him. Even his best buddy copied him, Ken. But like I said before, they started as almost practically the same, and they became two totally different characters. Having said that, today, for showcasing how to defeat Ryu in the various iterations of Street Fighter 2, I'll be playing as Ken. But it's funny to see how, for the most part at least, up until we get to Super Street Fighter 2 and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, they're still more or less the same the way I use them. So, just because I use the same special moves the same way I would use them as Ryu, it more or less makes the same sense. You could say that, especially versus each other, it's like using the same character if you're basically playing Ken the way I do, at least versus Ryu in this video. But yeah, I don't want to get too much into that. I have a bonus video for you to see where Ken has actually at least one thing that makes him totally different in this occasion. But yeah, we'll be playing as Ken today. So let me talk a little bit about Ryu. And his AI is quite different. Obviously, it's not like Ken's. While Ken likes to attack a lot and use all his special moves, like get up in your face and try his Shoryuken mostly, which lets him, fall into various traps that you could get him and punish him. Ryu is totally different. Ryu kind of is the character that his AI shows you how you should be using Ryu. And I think this is very interesting because for the most part, what Ryu does is trying to lure you into jumping over his fireball. And then obviously he has lots of ways to counter you. But if you have the right timing, yeah, you can beat him. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So let's move on and let's start with World Warrior. Again, I'll be playing as Ken this time. And let's see what's... So let's see. We're playing as Ken. Obviously, I'm trying the Hadouken. And every time he tries to close the distance, it's very important. He does it quite a few times in World Warrior. I don't know if that was just this time, but when he closes the distance, just low kick him. Fierce kick will do the trick. Shoryuken would keep him on his toes, but it's mostly about the simple moves, so don't get too carried away with that either. I'm trying to jump over his fireball, He's not helping me too much. He's jumping around in this one. He's kind of acting like different. There you go. Always keep in mind to hold back on your D-pad. He's trying to touch Mikey here. He gets caught. That was a very weird round. I don't really remember Ryu playing like that, exactly like that in World Warrior, but keep this video in mind because, you know, it might be helpful. You know, you might encounter a situation where he actually acts like that in World Warrior. So he tries to close the distance. Again, I tried to counter with a medium Soryuken, which was not the right choice on my part. Maybe I should have done it like with a small one, with a light Soryuken. Middle Soryuken, like medium, is like the best, but in this case, maybe I shouldn't have. So again, he acts quite weird. He gets me stuck to a corner. Always hold back on your D-pad. You know, he definitely is not playing like Ken. He's much more wise, you could say. But, you know, his pattern kind of took me off guard because he's not throwing the fireball too much. Again, there you go. Time ends. That's all there is to it. I don't really know what else to show you in this one. And let's try and move on to World Warrior. Now, here you go. Hadouken, Hadouken. I'm waiting for him to do the thing. I jump over it. Always hold back on the D-pad. He does the Shoryuken. See, he tried to anti-aerial to counter me using an anti-aerial move. Always hold back on the D-pad. Works every freaking time, and you'll get him off guard. Bad jump over there, obviously. He tries to also jump at you and hit you with a flying kick. He will always follow up with a low kick. You don't really want that, so keep this in mind. Hold up and then hold down. I grabbed him. This is a situation where you have to keep your minds open for a Soryuken, because if you stand there and just try to jump over his attacks and be very patient, there'll come this moment where did you see that roundhouse kick that countered him? It does work sometimes, but I would advise against it, especially versus Ryu. So there are chances that you might see him stay still for a bit. I mean Ryu. If he does that, then chances are he'll try his Soryuken. There's two things that he could try, the Soryuken or the Tatsumaki. If he tries the Soryuken, just move closer to him and try to grab him as he's landing. Or just hit him like that. It still works. Then Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Now it's going to be more clear, but it's also faster. Don't let that bother you. See, Soryuken. I had nothing to worry about. I was holding back on the D-pad. I got hit there. See, he tried and he actually managed to land a flying kick and then hit me with a low kick. Be patient. Try to see his fireball coming and jump the moment he does it. See? Soryuken. Move closer. Grab him. It works every freaking time. You just have to be patient, have a clean mind. Don't try to rush yourself or anything like that. And I think he'll fall for it again. That was a very interesting fight, by the way. I thought I might get into a situation where I would lose a round, but it turned out to be really nice. And see, he's fighting back. Ryu is no joke. Waiting for the Shoryuken, he didn't do it. That's why I was being patient there. And I'm guessing it will happen again. There you go. She's gonna do it. See? That's it. See how close that was? But your patience is the key. And then we go to the very polished. And the more I do these videos, the more I like Super Street Fighter 2, really. Like, it's so polished, so many different frames. It is slower, yeah, but it's very nicely done. And again, you can cleanly see Ryu's pattern here. I think it was very unfortunate because I got him, like, I think first round that I got to fight against him. But yeah, no big deal. He tries the Hadouken. He still doesn't mess around with his pattern. He's still the same. Obviously, he gets it a lot easier in this part because uh, I got him like first opponent, first in the row. There, he does his Hadouken, waits for you to jump on above it and tries to counter. He does the exact same thing. Nothing really changes. And then we move on to a very phenomenal. It was quite heated on my part because he's actually last out of the characters before the bosses. His patterns are very clean. I was afraid I might get roasted in this one because fighting him 8th is not good on Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. But here you go, like, see how my kick was different? I got him there. I did the exact same thing like before, the previous iterations of Street Fighter 2, while I was just doing it faster. I have no other clues to give you. He fights very cleanly. He's not going to be bullshitting you. Many other characters do. But he's really tough and really clean to what he does. And when he sees an opening, you will feel it. So keep yourself on your toes. But if you're ready to play Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, you don't really need me to tell you that. I waited for him. That was just for you. You see, I was like struggling to get it to happen because I was super excited. I was like, oh, let me get it finished with the Super. Here we go with the bonus clips. Another Super finisher. I want you to see that because it's very rare that the planets align and I get to do this all the way and have even finishers like that. Like, I'm practically waiting to do that. And it doesn't land that easily. At least for me, it doesn't. So keep this in mind. I just wanted to show you that. And of course, there's that bonus fight I've been talking to you about. I didn't beat him, but I did put up a good fight. And in fact, I even thought I was going to beat him like the moment I reached there, because first round, look at that. He's so different. Like Ken, like the reach of his Shoryuken is insane. Look at that. Look at that super landing in the face of Akuma. Like, Ken is not joking around. He's a beast. Of course, I'm saying that because it's not his stupid AI now. Look at that. Got him with a... And I also have, like... I'm pretty certain I can quite exploit it just a little bit at least. The grapple move, it doesn't work like 100%, and he does do insane damage if I fail, but if I don't, it's a really good one. Look at that, I'm still fighting. I'm not letting go. Like, I don't get frustrated. I'm like, no, I don't care. Like, if I have like one line of health, I will still fight back. And it goes to show because I'm not done yet. I'm still pushing. I still believe I can beat the guy like in first try, which is insane if you think about it. But I'm trying to counter him like hard. I get punished a lot here. To be fair, you know, I didn't. It didn't look good. Like, now that I'm looking, you know, the distance where I tried the Shoryuken. This, what I'm doing right now, this is very calm and collected. I did hit him. I did hit him a lot. Holy crap. Oh, that takes balls. I don't know, guys. Like, I think that was a very decent attempt at beating Akuma. Of course, I failed. I got my ass handed to me, but this is what you get. That's Akuma. But yeah. So this is how you deal with Ryu's AI in World Warrior, Champion Edition, Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter 2, and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Next time we'll be covering DJ and Guile. Oh, I hate both of these guys. Thank God that at least for DJ, I'll just have two ports, two different versions of Street Fighter 2 to cover. Well, Guile, oh my God, I have to deal with Guile that much. Like, I hate him. I hate Guile. I don't hate like he's being like his moves or anything like that. I think he's a very decent character. Um, but come on, like his AI is very infuriating sometimes. Good Lord, good God with the motorcycles. Anyway, next time we'll be covering DJ and Guile. I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, comment down there below. What did you think? Is there something that you don't really feel I covered with Ryu? There might be a chance I didn't. I mean, I'm not a pro on this, but you know, I try my best. I'll try to cover other characters as well. Why not make this a series and cover everything and then watch it like 5 years from now and say, holy shit, what was this guy talking about? But anyways, guys, see you soon. Stay retro, as Raza says. I won't say the rest, but yeah, keep gaming. And there's a lot to cover in this weekend. We're gonna be having lots of fun with Double Dragon. I'll have my second attempt, maybe. You know, who knows? And you know, we'll see. I have some other things on the wraps. I'm just waiting for Miss Blooper to also be here because I have a story to share with you. It's like it's gonna be super exciting and retro, but she has to be here, and I have also like to convince her to be right here, right next to me on camera, which is like next to impossible. But yeah, I'll try my best. You know, but if you just wonder why you can't see her, it's because you have to bait her. Really, you have to bait her. That's all. And since I'm talking bait, tell me if you want. I'll leave the link down there in the description. Actually, if you want to watch our fishing channel with Miss Blooper, there she cannot avoid being on camera because she cannot avoid fishing. So yeah, if you want to see her there, just go ahead and watch our videos on our fishing channel. It's really fun. It's one of our other hobbies that really covers our time and makes us feel so relaxed and forget everything about our everyday life and stuff like that. But anyways, guys, again, thanks for watching. If you stayed that long into the video, please press like and subscribe. It helps this channel grow. And as for me, I'll see you next time. Good night.